Here we go. We are going to start with question and answer session, and I'm going to ask a question to Abhay. And my video making mastery community had asked some of the questions, and also it can help you to grow in your life. So here we go. The first question asked by Kamlesh Gupta. So his question is about tell something about mindset.
Okay.
What mindset we need to have when we go and motivate others and empowering others.
Excellent. So Kamlesh, first things first, thank you for the question. It means a lot that a part of the community is there to learn and grow. So see, there are three things very important to achieve our dreams. Three things. First, the mindset. Second, the skill set. And third, the tool set. So your question is on the mindset. So what kind of a mindset do we have? Always have a mindset of abundance. So very simple law in the universe. You can't give what you don't have.
Yes.
So don't be insecure about what if I have only one, if I give then I'm done. That's it. If you think of giving it to someone, universe will give you one more in your hand and you can give it. So always be from the mindset of abundance. Don't start by saying I don't have. Start by saying what can I do to get it? Why? Because now I need to help. The moment you think of abundance and somebody else, automatically things falls in place. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you for the question once again.
Again, he's also asking one more question, Kamlesh, that tell something about team building, because I believe he's saying, I believe we're not going to achieve anything big in life alone and we need team. So how you build your team initially? So let's help him.
Super. So one of my favorite quotes which comes from, Dr. Ratan Tata, and he says this: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Okay. So this is what we did. We always go together. So I had an amazing team. So before I went through a self-education, I was always alone. I was doing things on my own. But now we have some amazing team. And how do we find them? We work on what are their requirements. So we don't hire employees because we have an opening. Okay. We only hire employees because we know that can improve their lives. So see, for example, when it comes to us building a team, we need to understand why are they working. If you look at the third generation, which is our grandparents, they were working for a reason which was for survival. Yes. Because for them, earning money was not passion. Earning money was not dreams. It was because they had to feed their children. Yes. So your grandparents worked for survival. Your parents worked for a lifestyle so that they can have their own home and they can give it to their children in later. So they work for the lifestyle. So today's generation are neither working for survival because their grandparents take care of it. They're neither working for lifestyle because they already have a cell phone in their hand which is worth 20,000. Yeah. They have a house which their parents have. They're working for the third, which is nothing but their social happiness. Yes. And that is what they're working for. That is nothing but quality of life. So if I can, as a company, provide quality to my employees, they would like to work with me. And that is how teams are built. So always remember, if you want to build a team, have people who have goals and aspirations beyond money. Because if money is the limiting factor, they would switch and go to some other company if the money is what it is. Yes. So look out for people who are looking for a quality and a challenging job who pushes them. Yes. I always hire people who are ready to take a challenge and then I leave up to them. So simple thing, if you want to build a team, again, if you are a person who's at level B, hire someone who's at level A. Yes. Do not hire someone who's at level C. So at least your level or somebody better than you. Now the advantage of having someone smarter than you is you don't have to tell them what to do. Because I don't hire a smart employee so that I can tell him. I hire a smart employee so that they can tell me, and that's why I've hired them, right? So if you want to build a team, look out for people who are better than you. Don't be insecure. Again, mindset should be abundance. So thank you, Kamlesh. I hope that answers.
Yes. I can add something more that they should match the vision you have.
True.
And that's how the team will help you to it will be like a team. Otherwise, how it will be team if you both and all the team have the same vision, right?
Very true, very true.
Yeah. So he also again asking one more question, and this is related to you that you are a speaker, you have been approaching and speaking a lot of places all over the India. So he's asking how I go to approach to corporate, schools, colleges to give his knowledge or programs, whatever he want to do. So what you will tell him?
Okay. So Kamlesh, I'll share my journey because that is the experience that I can speak about. So I first went to my school because that is where it all started, right? So when you start, you don't have a lot of clientele. So you can't speak and show that I have transformed so many lives. It starts with zero. So I went to my school and I spoke to the principal in a way saying, ma'am, so far from this school, there are over say 50,000 students who have passed. But out of them, maybe 5 or 10 come back and do something for the community. I want to do something for our community and I don't want any money. I just want to do sessions with you what I was doing in that time was building up my credibility.
Yes.
So I was doing it for free, but it wasn't free because it was getting me testimonials, which was raising my bar, increasing credibility. So trust me, when you don't have success stories, then all you have is your honesty to build your credibility. So I went there, I started with my school, then with my college, then next college is around, then I went to a coaching class. The idea of going behind a coaching class is, in a coaching class, you have students from 20 different colleges. So automatically 20 targets in one single go. That is one thing that you can do. When you talk about corporates, there are a lot of training vendors. So training vendors are the people, if say for example, TCS has a requirement, training vendor will tell me that TCS has a requirement. And then they would take 20% of the share. But that's okay, that's a marketing cost. So on one-to-one, I can share with you the corporate vendor's name so that you can connect a little later. Yes. But if you're new to this world of training and speaking, I recommend go and start with the colleges first, because that will help you build confidence. Because in front of the corporates, if you fail, it might hamper your name. But in front of the students, they don't know, because at that point you are much more confident because now you have done that journey. So the process is very simple. You need to earn the right. We call it ETR. And you do that with more and more that you speak. So go to colleges, go to your school, start from there. One thing will lead to another and you'll soon have a very good clientele. So all the best, Kamlesh.
Yeah, I'm also going to do that.
Perfect.
Thank you for sharing this. And one of my student from Video Making Mastery asking that. His name is Shahnawaz Sheikh. Thank you for asking this question, bro. His question is, how can one actually learn about how to become better storyteller so that people can follow your story, understand and correlate it with their own life? Because I think only then they will trust you.
Very true.
Yes.
So perfect. So we follow a simple template which I'll share it with you. Usually we charge a lot of money for this, but we'll do it all for Purushottam and for everyone for free because I honestly believe in adding value and giving something. So this comes from a series of learning that we have been through, and there's a simple template that we follow and it's called as the SCQA template. So SCQA, what does this mean? S stands for situation. C stands for complexity, Q stands for a question, and A stands for an answer. So how does this go? Majority of the world is into the A, they're directly giving an answer. So say for example, if I take my own example, when I use this template for my programs, when I do the part which is marketing or the selling or enrolling people, this is what I do. If I say for example, start by saying, so there is a course, 5,000 rupees, pay. That's directly the answer. Nobody's going to buy. Nobody's interested. But now listen to this. If we first give them the situation, currently in India, 94% of the people are unemployable. That's the situation. The complexity is they have no jobs and they are not capable of doing jobs. And that is why the complexity is there's a skill gap between what is taught and what is required. So the question is, how do I fill this skill gap? What can I do to make myself more employable? The answer is, come to us, Alter Ego Learning will help you with the course. So what I'm doing is, I'm following a structured template and that comes out in the form of a story. So you first do that. If I start by asking how many of you think the education system is outdated, I'm pretty sure you're going to raise your hand. So I'm already enrolling you into this, right? So you're slowly buying the idea of what I'm about to say. So use this template SCQA, which will really, really help you. Situation, what is the complexity because of that? What is the question that arises? And then what is the answer that you are providing at the end? And if you put it in a story, it makes sense. Never ever try to directly advise people. People don't like that. It's like somebody, judging you for your, your logic. It's like you tell someone, don't smoke, it will cause cancer. They'll be like, I don't know what, you're giving me some new insight altogether. So give them a story. If I have to say someone to quit smoking, I don't need to tell them to quit smoking. I'll give them a story. And the story can be something as simple as that. You know what, yesterday I was walking and I met Rohan's mother and she was constantly crying. And I asked her what happened and she said Rohan was in the hospital and he's going through a lung transplant. I was like, why? He's like, he has been having tambaku, gutka and cigarette for the last 10 years. And you know what? I'm just telling you this because one day if ever I find your mom probably there crying, I wouldn't be able to take in. So I just hope, you're doing it a lot better. And when I say that, he gets an idea that he needs to stop smoking. I didn't need to tell him that, you need to stop smoking. Idea is hit on their emotions because people buy on emotions. Remember this, they buy you before they buy your product. So your story should be such that people connect with you. Don't try to cover up. Don't try to come up with a great story. Your story speak in the truest sense and trust me, people will buy it. So how to become a very good storyteller? Practice, practice and practice and speak from your heart to heart rather than mouth to your ears. So I hope that helps and thank you for the question.
And one more thing you can do is I will put the link or details about his if you want to learn more. Now he told like you need to talk about the story in truth, but in the what way, how you can do it, everything in detail. You can learn from him. I will put the links. You can connect and discuss more about it. Okay. So I hope this question helped you. Sorry. I hope this answer helped you. Okay, let's go to the next question asked by Yogesh Rathod. He's a doctor.
Okay.
And he's asking, what are the top 5 rituals for a day to be performed to become successful entrepreneur in our space, according to you? Okay. And also one more question is asking, how to program subconscious mind for success?
Okay.
His opinion on for the mind conditioning and everything.
Okay. So in 2 parts. First part is the 5 rituals for the day.
Yes.
So I got an opportunity last year to meet one of the biggest leadership gurus in the world. His name is Mr. Robin Sharma. So if you have ever heard about him, the monk who sold his Ferrari, he's the author of that book.
Yes.
So I got a chance to meet him in Mumbai. There was an event and we were on the guest list. So I went and I asked him this very simple question, that what is it that you do? So he has something called as the 5 a.m. club. 5 a.m. club, which is nothing but a set of rules that you need to do when you get up. So what would be the 5 things that I would say what I learned from him in this journey is this. First things first, whenever you get up, most of us, the next thing that we do is we check our cell phones for WhatsApp notification or Facebook. Now this is what it is. If you look at the greatest people on this planet who are super successful, be it the likes of someone like Steve Jobs, be it the likes of someone like say Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook founder, all of them have one thing in common. If you see the clothes that they wear, are simple and same all the time.
Yes.
If I ask you what was Steve Jobs wearing most of his videos, it's always the black color shirt with then the blue jeans. Yes. If I ask you what Mark Zuckerberg wears, mostly the grey t-shirt with then the jeans. Why do these successful people wear the same clothes every now and then? Why don't they have the money? Why don't they do something else? The idea is this: when you get up, the first few minutes are the most productive minutes of your day. And if you don't work on yourself and you spend time in choosing which clothes you want to wear, then that's it. That sets the tone for the rest of the day. So 5 rituals. First things first, when you get up, if you are someone who, sleeps on a bed with a blanket or you sleep on the floor, first things first, get up and arrange that quickly and keep it aside.
Yes.
Why? Because it's a very simple learning. The way you do anything is the way you do
everything.
And we all know that, right?
Yes.
So it's very, very important. What it shows when you get up and, keep your all things in place, it shows the habit, the discipline. Yes. And first you make a habit and then the habit makes you. So remember that always, very, very important.
Yes.
That's the first ritual. Get things sorted because you get into the organized mind. Second, work on your mind for some time. How do you work on your mind? What I do, I just keep calm and I just meditate. That's all that I do. And I don't meditate with, a lot of asanas or yoga and stuff. I just keep calm and I think of creative ideas because that's the best time that they come to you. So first, work on the things around you, arrange them so that the space is clear, it's not cluttered. Second, work on your mind. Third, work on your physical self. Do something or the other through which endorphins is released. Endorphins is the chemical which helps you to be more aware and more awake. So say for example, if you are in sleep and if I ask you what's 33 into 7, you'll be like, what? I don't know. But if you're throughout in your day, if you're exercising and if you're ready, now if I ask you, you're in a better mental state to answer. And that's why, because you've changed the physical state. So do something or the other so that you can, probably change your physical state and be ready for it. That can be the third one. Fourth, learn something new every single day. There hasn't been a day in my life for the last 2 years where I haven't learned something. Something or the other. It may be irrelevant to the part. If you're a doctor, learn something about law. It doesn't matter. But learn something or the other and trust me, that adds a lot of value. So that's the fourth one. And fifth, teach something to someone. That's the most important. Yes. We always say the best form of learning is teaching. Because teach to learn, that's how it is. In your college, it's not the professor who taught you for 6 months because of which you passed. It's your friend who on the day when you ask, chal mere ko bata, bet. So it's what you do at that moment is what helps you. So these are the 5 things that would really be helpful. So teach someone every single day something or the other. You have an amazing community. Just type in there something that you learned and do that. It would help. So learn, organize yourself, try to do something for your mind, do something for your physical self, learn a new thing every day and at the end teach someone something. These are the 5 key rituals. If you do, it will be a lot more easy to have a wonderful life. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
For teaching, you're already mastering video making skill.
So you already have that on your plate.
So go master this video making skill and share that knowledge to the people so that you will also grow in your life. God bless you and thank you so much for asking this question. Bye-bye.